Given that Netflix and the whole Meghan Markle situation is still going on to this very day, we know that this June they will be actually doing some additional reshoots, some other shooting for episodes for season 2, as they like to call it. In reality, it's nothing more than a season 1 part 2. But when focusing here on Meghan Markle, we know that she is beginning to spiral out of control. She is already in pure panic mode based on the fact that there are a lot of studios out there, a lot of book deal companies, and other factors contributing to her financial collapse. We'll have a lot more to talk about exactly what's going on here in specifics.
It is already widely accepted that Meghan Markle's honeymoon with Netflix has come to an end. What was once hailed as a pioneering alliance has now degenerated into a series of unsatisfactory headlines and stats that are not particularly impressive. Sources close to the streaming giant have made it clear they're not impressed. The expectations were sky-high. The platform was ready to roll out the red carpet, and Meghan, fresh off her royal exit, was being positioned as the next big creative force in Hollywood. But somewhere between the grand vision and the actual execution, something fell apart. The buzz is gone, the shine has dimmed, and the numbers don't lie. When the deal was first announced, it sent shock waves across the entertainment industry. Meghan Markle teaming up with Netflix, that was supposed to be gold. The idea was clear, compelling content that blends her activism, her story, and her new life in America. But after the initial rollout, it became evident that the viewers weren't exactly rushing in with enthus. Now that insiders are talking about it, Netflix executives have begun to feel nervous, and they are not trying to sugarcoat the situation. According to reports, a director who was directly involved with the production voiced profound dissatisfaction, not only with Meghan's performance, but also with her total devotion. It seemed as though she desired the title without the grind. One person close to the situation revealed there was an expectation that her name alone would carry the project. But that's not how Hollywood works, not anymore. Let's be real. Meghan came in with star power, the global fascination with her life, her story, her dramatic departure from royal duties. It all made for the kind of narrative that Hollywood dreams of. But the thing about dreams is you've got to do the work to keep them alive. In Hollywood, name recognition opens the door, but what happens after? That is all about results, and right now Meghan's results aren't delivering. She reportedly has her eyes set on becoming a full-fledged movie star, but that vision is facing serious roadblocks. There is a sense in Hollywood right now that Meghan wants to jump to the top without climbing the ladder. And in an industry that requires both talent and tenacity, that is not sitting well. The appetite for working with her is fading, and it is not just the numbers from the Netflix projects that are causing this. It is the whispers from the industry, the meetings that are canceled, and the projects that are stalling. Producers aren't calling, casting directors aren't pushing, and the silence from major studios, it's loud enough that people are starting to question whether the Meghan Markle brand has already hit its ceiling. And that's a harsh reality, especially for someone who came in with so much promise, so much attention, and so many eyes watching behind the scenes. There's tension. Netflix wanted more. They wanted innovation. They wanted storytelling that breaks through the noise. What they got was something far less impactful. It's not personal, it's business. And the business needs results. Meghan was supposed to be a powerful creative force, a storyteller, a voice that could shift culture. Instead, she's become a cautionary tale about what happens when hype doesn't match the output. It's important to say this: Meghan has undeniable charisma, she's media trained, she knows how to deliver a message, and she has a unique story. But Hollywood is not a charity. It's a machine, and right now that machine is moving on. It is already widely accepted that Meghan Markle's honeymoon with Netflix has come to an end. What was once hailed as a pioneering alliance has now degenerated into a series of unsatisfactory headlines and stats that are not particularly impressive. Sources close to the streaming giant have made it clear they're not impressed. The expectations were sky-high. The platform was ready to roll out the red carpet, and Meghan, fresh off her royal exit, was being positioned as the next big creative force in Hollywood. But somewhere between the grand vision and the actual execution, something fell apart. The buzz is gone, the shine has dimmed, and the numbers don't lie. When the deal was first announced, it sent shock waves across the entertainment industry. Meghan Markle teaming up with Netflix, that was supposed to be gold. The idea was clear, compelling content that blends her activism, her story, and her new life in America. But after the initial rollout, it became evident that the viewers weren't exactly rushing in with enthus now that insiders are talking about it. Netflix executives have begun to feel nervous, and they are not trying to sugarcoat the situation. According to reports, a director who was directly involved with the production voiced profound dissatisfaction, not only with Meghan's performance, but also with her total devotion. It seemed as though she desired the title without the grind. One person close to the situation revealed there was an expectation that her name alone would carry the project. But that's not how Hollywood works, not anymore. Let's be real, Meghan came in with star power, the global fascination, with her life, her story, her dramatic departure from royal duties. It all made for the kind of narrative that Hollywood dreams of. But the thing about dreams is you've got to do the work to keep them alive in. Hollywood name recognition opens the door, but what happens after? That is all about results, and right now Meghan's results aren't delivering. She reportedly has her eyes set on becoming a full-fledged movie star, but that vision is facing serious roadblocks. Without her, what's more fascinating is the shift in public perspective. People are starting to regard Meghan not just as a former princess, but as a celebrity attempting to remake herself without doing the hard job. The flash, the glamour, the magazine covers, they're all part of the package. But when it's time to genuinely produce something that lasts, something that touches people, the mark has been missed. Netflix executives are moving more cautiously now that wide-open door has quietly begun to close. It's not locked, but it's definitely not swinging open like before. They've taken the hit, learned the lesson, and are now redirecting their focus toward creators who can actually deliver what the audience wants. The streaming wars are brutal, and there's no room for projects that don't connect. So where does Meghan go from here? She's got options. She still has influence, still has a voice. But if she wants to stay in this game, if she truly wants to be a star in Hollywood, and not just someone who was once married to a prince, the time for coasting is over. She'll need to grind, rebrand, and most importantly, she'll need to earn it. Because in this business, you're only as good as your last hit. And right now her last one missed the mark. It's not the end of the road, but it's definitely a detour, one that comes with a hard truth. Star power fades fast if you don't back it up, and Meghan Markle, for all her charm and all her potential, is learning that in real time. The Netflix disappointment isn't just a blip, it's a message, loud, clear, and unmistakable. Do the work, or the work moves on without you. Let's go deeper, because the Netflix disappointment wasn't just about views or lackluster storytelling. Insiders say it runs much deeper than that. It's about Meghan Markle's behavior behind the scenes, and it's raising eyebrows all over Hollywood. Multiple sources close to the production scene have come forward quietly and off the record to describe what they call a pattern, and it's not a flattering one. Words like difficult, unapproachable, and entitled keep surfacing. There are whispers that Meghan carries an air of superiority, as if Hollywood should bend to her every whim simply because she was a Duchess. Producers who were once eager to collaborate are now backing off. Some say she's overly controlling during creative meetings, but disappears when it's time to do the real work. Others complain about long delays, last-minute changes, and a lack of collaboration. One source stated it frankly: she wants creative authority without taking creative accountability. And then there's the question of worker treatment. Multiple accounts describe a high turnover rate among assistants, PR reps, and even people on set. Several individuals have allegedly left their roles after clashing with her. According to people familiar with the environment, Meghan has a habit of micromanaging, issuing demands late at night, and being dismissive when challenged or advised. It's not just Netflix. Word spreads quickly in the entertainment industry, and Meghan's reputation as someone who's hard to work with is gaining traction. Some agents and producers are quietly warning their clients to avoid getting involved in any project with her name on it. It's a domino effect. Once your name becomes associated with headaches, people don't care how famous you are. They move on. The Hollywood scene is ruthless but tight-knit. Once you're known for being a handful, the opportunities start drying up, and that's exactly what's happening here. Meghan Markle's star power might have gotten her through the door, but her conduct behind that door is what's getting her quietly shown out. People expected humility, they expected grace. Instead, they got diva energy without the resume to match. This isn't the royal palace where protocol protects you. This is Hollywood, and in this town, your attitude can kill your career faster than bad ratings. ever could. Even fans are starting to turn. Social media is buzzing with disappointment. Some who once defended Meghan fiercely are now asking real questions. Where's the responsibility? Where's the effort? Where's the growth? This isn't simply a PR disaster. It's a trust crisis. Meghan Markle had everything lined up: a royal past, global attention, a major platform with Netflix. But what should have been her golden ticket is quickly becoming a glaring red flag. And the message from Hollywood is now loud and clear: name recognition means nothing if your reputation is trash. If Meghan wants a real future in entertainment, she'll have to do more than just show up. She'll have to shift, grow, and maybe, just maybe, start treating people better, because the doors are closing fast. And once Hollywood labels you a problem, it rarely gives you a second chance. Let's talk about what's really happening. Meghan Markle is anxious to stay relevant in Hollywood, and it's starting to show behind the glossy appearances and polished press shots. There's a scramble going on, a quiet panic, because Hollywood is moving on and Meghan knows it. Insiders say she's been pushing hard for meetings, calling in favors, trying to land something, anything that can put her back in the spotlight. But the problem is, people aren't answering like they used to. Studio executives are backing off, scripts are being delayed, and agents are politely saying, "We'll get back to you," when they really mean no thanks. She's pitching herself aggressively now, not just for documentaries and feel-good content, but for major roles in film and television. She wants to be seen as a serious actress, someone who can carry a film, lead a franchise, maybe even win an award. But here's the issue: Hollywood isn't convinced. She left the industry years ago. She's not in the game anymore, and fame, no matter how royal, doesn't guarantee talent or ticket sales. There are reports that Meghan has even reached out to big directors and A-list producers, suggesting collaborations, offering to attach her name to projects. But sources say she's getting polite rejections, or worse, complete silence. Her name doesn't inspire enthusiasm, it sparks risk. No one wants to cope with the baggage, the headlines, the PR cleanups. She brings attention, sure, but not the kind that sells tickets or keeps a play running smoothly. And the desperation is spilling into her public persona. Every appearance, every interview, every stage shot is being studied. People see through the smiles. Now they see someone trying to impose a narrative that she's a creative force, a Hollywood insider, a woman in control. Yet when the cameras are off, what's left? No box office hits, no critically acclaimed performances, just chatter. Simply headlines, just noise. Even her attempts to align with powerful Hollywood figures have backfired. Some A-listers are reportedly keeping their distance. They don't want the drama, they don't want the heat, and they definitely don't want to be dragged into a project that becomes more about Meghan than the work itself. What's unfolding now is a classic Hollywood story. Someone chasing the dream a bit too hard, a little too late. With that desperation, it doesn't seem good. Hollywood loves ambition, but it despises neediness, and right now Meghan's energy is reading needy. She's trying to claw her way into an industry that's already made up its mind. She thought her royal fame would open every door, but in reality it put her in a box. To some, she's not a serious actress. She's tabloid royalty, a headline machine, a symbol of controversy. And in a business that runs on profit, stability, and control, nobody's signing up for chaos. No matter how famous it is, Meghan Markle is finding out painfully that fame is not the same as influence. You can be on every magazine cover, every trending topic, and still be powerless in the rooms that matter. Real power in Hollywood comes from what you can deliver, not what you can talk about. And right now Meghan is talking too much and delivering too little. She's trying to prove she belongs in a space that stopped waiting for her. She's chasing the spotlight like it's owed to her. But Hollywood doesn't owe anyone anything, not even a Duchess. If she doesn't course correct soon, she won't just be left behind, she'll be forgotten. And that's the one thing Meghan Markle can't handle, because for her, disappearing from the spotlight isn't just a loss, it's a nightmare.